CockFM Radio. It's all about you.
And again, a very warm welcome to you on the show, The Headliners on CockFM Radio this lovely Thursday morning. It's time for us to bring you the top stories on the front pages of our national dailies. Today, we're going to be looking at the Punch newspaper, Guardian, The Nation, Daily Trust, Business Day, New Telegraph, Daily Times, Nigerian Tribune, Vanguard, and Daily Independent newspapers. And of course, we have the front pages ready for your listening pleasure this morning, today, 25th of May 2023. And we will be getting into it in a minute. I am Olufemi Peters, your regular host. And now to keep the ball rolling, let's start off with New Telegraph newspaper. The cover story for New Telegraph says impeachment storm gathers over doctored House rules. 10th National Assembly, that's the kicker to this cover story. The kicker is 10th National Assembly. Impeachment storm gathers over doctored House rules. The writers are saying Tinubu distances self. Gbajabiamila Wase clash at plenary. Senate. Northern leaders make case for Southeast. Want Kalu to lead Red Chamber with Sani Musa or Yari as deputy. You'll find details of the story on pages 2 and 3 of New Telegraph. There's also a sponsored advocacy story which is titled Leadership of 10th Senate, and the promoters of this story are Senator Orji Uzokalu and Abdulaziz Yari, and they are being sponsored by the Senate Democratic Project. It's on the cover of New Telegraph newspaper. As FEC winds down, Buhari seeks Senate's approval for 539 billion judgment debt pay. Directs ministers to remain in office till May 29. We gave our best, President tells cabinet members. Recent actions not illegal but morally defective. That is the cover story for Daily Trust newspaper today. We're staying with Daily Trust still. Minister of State Portfolio Unconstitutional Keyamo tells Buhari FEC approves multi-billion naira power projects in Daura. Others after 17 months probe. Reps panel phase 2 ascertain daily petrol consumption. Nigeria's GDP growth slows to 2.31% in Q1 2023 amid cash crunch. 3 siblings found dead inside landlord's jeep. Federal government launches cooperative scheme for ex-Niger Delta militants with 1.5 billion naira. Nigeria spent $8 billion to restore peace in Liberia. That's according to Irabo. And very quickly now, we take a look at the Guardian newspaper today. MPC shuns bleeding economy, raises interest rate to 18.5%. That is the cover story for the Guardian newspaper. You'll find this story on page 6 of the Guardian. Buhari retains cabinet till May 29, 6 Senate approval for judgment debt. Speakership Gbajabiamila Wase clash as Ogochinyere 62 others, OK Abbas and Kalu. Senate presidency Izunasol leads Akpabio Yari Kalu in APC's media assessment. Concerns as Buhari allegedly waives 70 billion naira spectrum fee for telcos. Naira faces downside risk, slumps to 760 naira per dollar at black market. Buhari's fragile pieces, an economic scorecard full of trauma. That is the editorial for The Guardian, and it is the 3rd series. And now we look at today's edition of Vanguard newspaper. The cover story for Vanguard says refinery would ask Dangote to sell forex at good rate. That's according to Emefiele. Says CBN government helped him rebuild refinery, raises interest rate to 18.5%. Nasima, Ipman, others react. You'll find the story on page 5. And very quickly now we move on to the Nation newspaper, where the major story says Buhari, I am battling to cope with last minute pressure. Buhari, I am battling to cope with last minute pressure. Military top brass sense of CNC. President charges armed forces to do more on security. That's the cover story for the Nation newspaper. And now we look at Daily Sun newspaper today. There is an advertorial on the cover page of Daily Sun, and it is saying salute to the outgoing president of Federal Republic of Nigeria, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, and the President-elect Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This advertorial is being sponsored by High Chief Government Ekpemukpolo, that's Tompolo. He is the Ibe Ebidowe of Ijaw Nation, Delta State, Nigeria. The Punch newspaper cover story for The Punch says countdown to handover. FEC holds last session. Governors dissolve cabinet. Sanwo-Olu asks appointees to quit office. Ganduje hands over documents to governor-elect. That's the cover story for The Punch, and it's on page 2. And rather interestingly, the same advertorial appears on the cover page of The Punch. The same advertorial that is signed by High Chief Government Ekpemukpolo Tompolo of Delta State, advocating or saluting the outgoing president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, and the President-elect Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The cover page of Business Day newspaper has this business story which says economy slows as Naira Crunch erases oil gains. Economy slows as Naira Crunch erases oil gains. Manufacturing sector growth hits 3-year low in Q1. Other times for businesses as CBN raises rates again. Check pages 6 and 35 of Business Day for details of this story. And now we look at Daily Independent newspaper today, Thursday, May 25th, 2023. Cover story: Keyamoto Buhari, ministers of state were idle, it's unlawful. Ministers of state job minus for Buhari's government. That's according to Minister. Cash crunch drags Nigeria's economy down to 2.31%. Details of the story are on pages 7 and 29 of Daily Independent. The High Chief Government Ekpemukpolo Tompolo advertorial also appears on the front page of Daily Independent newspaper. And now we move on to today's edition of Nigerian Tribune. 5 days to go. Buhari seeks Senate approval to pay $566 million, £98 million, and 226 billion naira judgment debt. That is the cover story for Nigerian Tribune. You'll find that on page 16. Alright, let's give you a rundown of some of the stories on the cover page of Nigerian Tribune. Health workers set agenda for Tinubu. Despite valedictory session, Buhari fails to dissolve FEC. Nigeria airplane to arrived Friday, that's according to Sirica, Office of Minister of State, unconstitutional and an aberration. That's according to Keyamo. CBN raises interest to 18.5%. UBA celebrates women, apps on potentials, innovation in Africa. Access Holdings poised to be among top 5 banks in Africa by 2027. Don't accede to President's fresh loan request, Afe Babalola tells National Assembly. Abiodun Amosun clash over siting of Dangote refinery in Lagos. Tina Turner dies at 83. Bajabiamila Wase trade words at plenary while we settled for Christian as Senate President. That's according to Shetima. Oyo governor gets sole authority to give chiefs beaded crowns. Assembly passes Chiefs Amendment Bill into law. All of this you find on today's edition of Nigerian Tribune. Alright, that's how we call it a wrap on today's edition of the Headliners on CockFM Radio. For more info and updates, visit our social media platforms via CockFM Radio Live on Facebook, CockFM on Twitter, CockFM Radio Live on Instagram, and CockFM Radio Live on YouTube. Well, I thank you for listening on the show today. I do wish you all a most enjoyable day.
CockFM Radio. It's all about you.